India waives clinical trials for several drugs approved in major Western markets. Why it is in the news? The government has waived the requirement for clinical trials of certain categories of drugs in India if they are approved in the US, the UK, Japan, Australia, Canada, and the European Union. So the subtopic is critical trials in India. About it. Clinical trials in India are essential for assessing the safety and effectiveness of new drugs, medical devices, and treatment methods. These trials occur in phases and play a crucial role in advancing medical science and patient care. India, with its diverse population and range of medical conditions, is an attractive hub for clinical trials, offering data that can be applied across various populations. Regulatory framework for it. The Central Drug Standard Control Organization CDSCO, under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, are primarily regulates clinical trials in India. It is very much important for you to remember it and the ministry under which this clinical trial comes. The Drugs and Cosmetics Act 1940 and the subsequent amendments, along with the New Drugs and Clinical Trials Rules 2019, established the legal framework for conducting trials in the country. The institutions involved in it. The apex regulatory body overseeing drug approval and clinical trials, and Indian Council of Medical Research sets ethical guidelines and standards for trials. Drug Controller General of India grants approval for trials and ensures compliances with regulations. Clinical Trial Registry of India was launched in 2007 by ICMR, Indian Council of Medical Research, to register all trials in India before participant enrollment. Ethical oversight and committees. Ethics committees are essential for reviewing trial protocols and ensuring participant safety. Institutional review boards monitor ethical aspects of trials within the institutions. Independent ethics committees ensure adherence to ethical standards for trials outside institutional settings. ICMR National Ethical Guidelines for Biomedical and Health Research emphasize informed consent, confidentiality, and the protection of vulnerable populations. About the news related to clinical trial of the drugs, India has waived the need for local clinical trials for specific drug categories already approved in major global markets. The waiver covers orphan drugs for rare diseases, gene and cellular therapy products, new drugs for pandemics and defense purposes, and drugs with significant therapeutic advancements. This decision aims to hasten availability of advanced medication in India, especially for conditions like cancer, rare diseases, and autoimmune disorders. Rule under which this was done. Under Rule 101 of the New Drugs and the Clinical Trials Rules 2019, the Drugs Controller General of India can grant this waiver. Benefits of it. The waiver aligns India with global markets, reducing delays in drug availability and costs for pharmaceutical companies and the government. It is expected to be boost research and innovation in India by providing early access to advanced medicines and patient data. Concerns regarding it. Previously, India allowed waivers for local clinical trials, but concerns were raised in a parliamentary report about approving new drugs without such trials. Public health advocates stress the need for strict scrutiny before every waiver to ensure suitability for Indian condition and genetic factors.